Hi students, let's study new topic today, that is DNA fingerprinting. Okay, in this topic we are going to study about how the forensic department people, they are doing this process, how they are identifying the culprit. Okay, so first of all, before proceeding this, you should know what is the meaning of what is exactly gene, where genes are present. See, genes are always present on the chromosome. Okay, and they are responsible for inheritance and expression of character. Means what? Inheritance means transferring from one generation to another generation, that is called as inheritance, and expression means the characters which are visible. So genes are nothing but they are present on the genes are the segment of DNA. Okay, they are present on chromosomes and their important work is inheritance and expression. This is the basic thing. Now, what is fingerprint? See, if you are studying DNA fingerprinting, we should know the basic thing. What is fingerprint? Fingerprint means not the palm and all. Initially in olden days, scientists were using this technique. They are using the thumbprint, or they are analyzing the palm print. Okay, so that's why that time only they have given the name as fingerprint. But nowadays, actually fingerprint means our genetic makeup, our genetic constitution, what type of arrangement of nucleotides are there in the DNA, that is called as fingerprint actually. Okay, now what is DNA fingerprinting? What is the definition? It is the technique developed to identify a person on the basis of their genetic constitution. Okay, what is this DNA fingerprinting? It is nothing but it is a technique of identifying a person, okay, on the basis of his or her genetic constitution or genetic makeup is called as DNA fingerprinting. DNA fingerprinting is also called as DNA profiling, or it is also called as DNA restriction analysis. Okay, now one thing before proceeding with this, I'll tell you this DNA fingerprinting. Who is the father of DNA fingerprinting? Okay, it is the British scientist. His name is Alec Jeffrey. Okay, but in India, father of this DNA fingerprinting, Indian father is Dr. Lalji Singh. Okay, this you should know. Now, here in DNA fingerprinting, I want to tell you one thing, that in human beings, 99.9% of DNA or nucleotide sequence of DNA is the same. In us, in all the individuals, 99.9% of DNA sequence or nucleotide sequence is same. That which is same in all the individual, that is called as bulk DNA. But only 0.01% of DNA, that is nucleotide sequence, is different. We all are different from each other. Our genetic constitution, 99.9% of nucleotide sequence is same. That is called as bulk DNA. But in all individuals, 0.01% of DNA sequence or nucleotide sequence is different. That is called as satellite DNA. Okay, and this satellite DNA is repeated several times in DNA. Many times that satellite DNA is present, and that are called as VNTRS. VNTRS means this full form you should know: V for variable, N for number, T for tandem, and R for repeats. Why I have written here not fixed? Because tandem, see what happens, this VNTR, they are present in all individuals, but its length, okay, and its repetition number, how many times in one individual, it may be VNTR may be 5 time only, in another individual it may be 10 time. So here that 0.01% of DNA is always in repeated manner, but its length is also different in all individuals, and its repetition number is also different in different individual. Okay, now DNA fingerprinting, we are studying the steps of DNA fingerprinting or how this DNA fingerprinting is done. See, total 7 steps you have to keep in mind. Okay, and in a particular sequence only you will keep this in mind. First one is isolation of DNA. Second one is restriction digestion. Third one is gel electrophoresis, southern blotting. Fifth one is selection of DNA probe. Sixth is hybridization, and last, that is seventh one, is photography. Okay, now how you will keep this in mind? IRGSSHP. IRGSSHP. Okay, now we'll proceed with first step. Isolation of DNA. Isolation means removal. See what is happening here, from the crime scene or wherever, from the area wherever the crime took place, there what these scientists or the forensic department people are doing, they are just collecting the sample. Okay, it may be the sample of blood, it may be the sample of hair, skin, sperm, it may be anything. That sample is collected, and from that sample no DNA is isolated or removed. Okay, so this is called as isolation, removal of DNA from the sample. What this forensic department people are doing, they are just collecting the sample. It may be blood, hair, skin, sperm, anything. Okay, from that crime place only they are collecting the sample, and from that sample DNA is isolated or removed. Now see, this is the sample which is collected from the crime place. Then second step is restriction digestion. Restriction, it is the name of enzyme, and digestion means cutting. What happens here? Now see, you know the DNA is too long and it is very difficult to identify, to see the, or to check or to examine the nucleotide, because it is too long. DNA is too long. So what they are doing, they are just, this long DNA is cut into small fragments. Now we cannot use the scissors over here. Molecular scissors are there. That enzyme is called as restriction endonuclease. With the help of this enzyme restriction endonuclease, long DNA is cut into small fragments. This phenomenon of cutting this DNA fragment is called as RFLP, means restriction fragment. Restriction, it is the name of enzyme, it is also called as cutting. Restriction fragment length polymorphism. This phenomenon of cutting this DNA is called as RFLP. R for restriction, F for fragment, R for length, and P for polymorphism. Now see, if DNA is too long, then it's okay. But sometimes what happen, very minute sample they are getting. So this, it is very difficult to perform this DNA fingerprinting process with the small sample, no. So that time, by using PCR technique, PCR means poly chain reaction technique, they are making many copies of that sample DNA. Okay, so this is, here we have completed second step, that is restriction digestion. See, now this long DNA is there, sample is collected, long DNA is there, long DNA is cut with the help of, this is not actual scissor, these are molecular scissor. That enzyme is used for cutting, and it is cut into number of fragments. Okay, then third step is gel electrophoresis. See, electro means current. Okay, and phoresis means movement, and here one gel is used, that is called as agarose gel. Gel is agarose gel, electro means current, and phoresis means movement. See what they are doing here. Here you know they have collected the DNA fragments. These DNA fragments are kept in agarose gel. Okay, within with electric influence. With electric influence means electric current is passed. Okay, then see here, electrophoresis, these small fragments are transferred. Here only one segment they have given. Actually all these fragments are kept here. Here electrophoresis machine is this. Here one is positively charged, another one is negatively charged. Okay, and DNA is placed on negative charge, because suppose this is negative charge, this is positive charge. DNA is kept because DNA is always negatively charged, and when the current is passed, what will happen? All the DNA, on the basis of their size, on the basis of their length, they will run or proceed towards the positively charge. What they are doing in electrophoresis, these small fragments of DNA, they are arranged here, they are kept here on the negative pole. As soon as the electric current is passed, these DNA fragments, naturally they are differing in size. On the basis of their size, they will move from negative charge to positively charge. On the basis of their length, smaller will run fast and they will be followed by large segment. So this is electrophoresis. Now see, DNA fragments are placed in agarose gel with electric influence, means electric current is passed. DNA which is placed on negative pole, DNA is always placed on negative pole, and on the basis of length they move forwards towards the positive pole. Just now I told you, DNA is placed here, DNA fragments, and as soon as current is passed, they will move here in positive direction. Then formation of band takes place on the positive pole. As here, see how the band formation is taking place. Actually the band formation is, smaller DNA will come here. Okay, different band formation will take place. Then what happened? Alkali treatment is given now. Now to see the double strand, those DNA strands are double stranded. So by giving this alkali treatment, no, double stranded DNA becomes single stranded. So what we are doing here in gel electrophoresis, here DNA fragments are arranged on the negative pole, electric current is passed. In the agarose gel, DNA fragments are kept negatively charged. Here positive charge is here. As soon as the current is on, negatively charged DNA will move on the basis of their length. They will move here, and here well like structure is there towards the negative charge, and in the well, no, the DNA fragments get collected and it will give the appearance of band like position. Okay, then now alkali treatment is given so that double stranded DNA becomes single stranded. Now next step is Southern blotting. Actually Southern, no, it is the name of scientist, E.M. Southern. Okay, Southern. So he had developed this, or he had help in this developing this technique, that's why his name is given. So that is called as Southern blotting. See what is happening here in Southern blotting, the separated single strand DNA are transferred on the nylon membrane or on the nitrocellulose filter paper by soaking it overnight in the agarose gel. Means what happened, that band is there, different single stranded DNA are ready. Those DNA, see in the gel, no, gel is quite, it is mobile in nature. Okay, so here on that gel, no, nylon membrane or intracellulose filter paper is kept overnight, it is kept. Then what happens, see here it is transfer of DNA to the membrane. This band, this is transferred on the another filter paper, that is called as, this is called as nitrocellulose filter paper or nylon membrane. So this separated single stranded DNA is transferred on the nylon membrane. DNAs are separated. See this band, no, this is kept on this nylon membranes, or it is also called as nitrocellulose filter paper. It is kept overnight. Okay, then what happens? Selection of DNA probe means what? Now the DNA strand, it is soaked overnight. A known sequence of DNA strand is prepared now, and it is called as DNA probe. Okay, what will happen here? Here sequence of DNA is ready here. Okay, but this is called as DNA probe. But see, now this is DNA probe is collected from the sample. Okay, and they have to compare this DNA probe with the DNA probe of host 1. Okay, so in order to avoid the confusion, this DNA probe which is taken from the sample is labeled with radioactive isotope so that they can shine little bit and we can easily differentiate the DNA probe or host probe. Okay, so selection of DNA probe, what they are doing here? Here the single stranded DNA is prepared and it is called as DNA probe. On the nitrocellulose paper, that DNA strands appear, that is those DNA strands are called as DNA probe, and those DNA probes, in order to identify or to separate it, they are labeled with radioactive isotope. Okay, now next step is hybridization. In hybridization, now the probe DNA is there with radioactive isotope is added to the nitrocellulose filter paper containing host DNA. See here, this is the DNA of DNA probe. It is added, it is kept in the, it is compared or it is kept with the DNA with the filter paper in on another nitrocellulose filter paper containing host DNA. See here, this is the probe DNA and this is another one. See, this another one is host DNA and the comparison is done. What happens? Complementary base pairing takes place between probe DNA and host DNA. Okay, different sequence will be there. If see, this probe DNA is complementary, probe DNA is complementary to the host DNA, and different hybrids, DNA hybrids will form over there on the nitrocellulose filter paper. Okay, and remaining single stranded DNA probes are washed off. So this is hybridization. Hybridization means here just the comparison is done between the, or the complementary base pairing is done between the probe DNA and host DNA. Then now here the band formation will take place. Naturally, complementary base pairing means band formation will take place, and this with the help of this photographic technique, means X-ray film. On the X-ray film there is a formation of different bands, and these bands are compared or they are identified or they are compared only with the bands of that host person. Okay, host person, it is compared. So this is called as, and it is examined or it is analyzed. So here the comparison or the DNA fingerprinting is done. If that bands are matching, means it is the person or the particular person is a culprit. Okay, so here we have completed DNA fingerprinting. Now see applications of DNA fingerprinting. What happens here in forensic science where it is used? DNA fingerprinting is useful in forensic science to solve the problem of rape and or to solve the problem of murder case. Any crime, for any crime in forensic department DNA fingerprinting is used. Next is to find out the biological father or mother. If any disputes is there, here DNA fingerprinting can be used for to identify or to examine biological father and mother. Third is in pedigree analysis also. If we have to find certain genetic disorder or the inheritance character or any type of diseases or genotypic nature or phenotypic nature in human beings or in animals, DNA fingerprinting is playing important role. So here we have completed DNA fingerprinting. See what we are doing here, we are collecting the sample DNA, we are isolating DNA is cut into fragments. Those fragments are kept on the agarose gel. Okay, they will get collected, they move towards the positive end, they will get collected over here. Then these bands are transferred on the nylon membrane or intracellulose filter paper. Then band formation will take place. Then this double stranded are made into single stranded by alkali treatment. Okay, then southern blotting takes place. These are transferred on the These are transferred on the nitrocellulose filter paper. This is called as southern blotting. Then this probe formation will take place. These probes, DNA probes, are labeled with radioactive isotope so that they can shine. Then these isotopes are kept, or they are transferred, or they are added with the host DNA. That time complementary base pairing or hybrid formation takes place. One band formation takes place over here, and these band are then with the help of X-ray film, these bands are means hybrid. If hybrid formation takes place and the single stranded DNA is washed off, and this hybrid DNA hybrid will, or that band formation will be appear on the X-ray. In this way, the DNA band or the band of this DNA sequence will be appear on the X-ray film, and then it can be compared with the culprit DNA. Okay, or sorry, this culprit DNA, or the person who is culprit, this DNA is of that person, and then it is compared with the host DNA. This band formation are compared, and in this way fingerprinting can be done. Okay, so here we have completed DNA fingerprinting.